Welcome, welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleeds podcast. I'm Chris Witt, and with me, as always, is Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, how are you today, sir?
Couldn't be better. How are you?
I'm fantastic because it's one of the two or three times out of the year that we get to have the most fun on this podcast. Because if you're on YouTube, you already see his beautiful smiling face. The one and only Andre Edwards has joined us again on Bengals bye week. Andre, how are you today?
And man, if I was any better, I'd be the both of you.
Oh, that's pretty good. You'd be feeling pretty good
That's
then.
good.
You'd be feeling pretty good if that was the case. Uh, well, you're here because obviously you come on for our Bengals segments. It's Bengals bye week.
Thank God. We did.
Yes. Actually, I saw a few different TikToks that had the Bengals losing to the bye week, like
30,
55 to
31,
10,
24.
30,
Yes.
yeah, all different numbers.
Yes.
31. Wow, if we only gave up 31 points, I would consider that a win. I would consider that a win.
Same.
Um, so to say the least, with all that being said, we've got Joe Burrow in his 21-day window now. We'll get to that. You've got the defense, which is historically bad, which I'm pretty sure I said the same thing last year. I'm pretty sure I said the words historically bad talking about our defense last year. But this one's even worse. You've got Joe Flacco. A lot of stuff. Andre, I'm gonna let you start off. How do you want to start this off? What is on your mind right now?
I think the only thing that really can be on your mind is talking about this defense, right? I mean, it's great that Joe Burrow's coming back, but let's be very clear. Since Joe Flacco took over, the Bengals are the number one offense in the league. So it's not about what's happening on the offensive side of the ball. They're averaging 33 or 34 points a game since Flacco came on board. So, Jamar Chase is doing his thing. T. Higgins has a game. He's Flacco spreading the ball around and doing all the things that you would like to see a 40-year-old quarterback do so he doesn't get killed, right? Um,
Yes.
but you scored 80 points in 2 weeks and lost both of those games, which is just absolutely insane to me. Because you can't find someone to make one play, right? That's all you need. You need somebody to make a play, whether it's a tackle in space or a sack on the third or fourth down, a broken up pass that's not DJ Turner. Just you need somebody to make a play, and they just don't have that on this team right now. And it's disappointing and shocking that they are this bad.
We have one cornerback that has looked good on defense. One.
DJ Turner.
DJ Turner. Individually, as a team, we've had one. If this team lost 10 starters and got 10 new starters next year, I don't think you could be worse.
I don't think it could.
Now, last 2 weeks, we've had our only pass rusher injured. It has shown, right? He's missed both games.
Mhm.
Um,
And quite
however,
frankly, I think you win both of those games if he plays.
yeah, just three pressures is all he needs. Just a
Yep.
few
I,
pressures in key moments, right?
I think you win those. I think you win both of those games if Trey is healthy because
So
he's a closer, right? He's the
yes,
guy that when you need something to happen, he can create that.
through week 9, I might have sent this in our chat. Through week 9, missed tackle leaders in the NFL. The top 3 are Cincinnati Bengals. Jordan Battle, Demetrius Knight Jr., and Geno Smith. The top 3 are Bengals. And you can even drop down to, let's see, 1, 2, tied for third, tied for fifth, sixth, seventh. Tied for eighth is Barrett Carter.
Yep.
We have 4 of the top 10 leaders in missed tackles. In week 3, they talked to, oh my gosh, Who's the head coach of the Bengals? Zach
Zach Taylor.
Taylor. They talked to Zach Taylor after week 3. I was listening to the press conference and they were talking to him about missed tackles. And he said, "Well, we're going to have to find some different drills or something to make something happen." This this is completely unacceptable for professional football players.
Yes.
Is this a Al Golden deal or is this a Zach Taylor deal or is this just terrible players?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes is the answer to that question. I mean, like, you. So let's start with this. Let's start at who you drafting and why you felt like that person was the right person to draft. So the Bengals have a philosophy on they really look at traits, they really look at measurables, how do you perform at the combine? That's how you get a guy like John Ross, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, sets the record in, fastest guy ever. Yeah, but can he catch? Is he tall? Is he big? Is he strong? Is he big? I don't know, but he set a record at the combine, so let's draft. Um, you look at Shamar Stewart, who is an Adonis by all measurable standards. If you're looking at RAS tests, he's a 10 out of 10. If you're, look, I mean, he's a Miles Garrett clone without the Miles Garrett production.
I watched him get blown off the ball 3 times and
Dude,
pancaked behind the linebackers.
just straight
Behind the linebackers.
annihilated. Just straight annihilated,
How
right?
does that
But
happen?
but let's go back to college production. He was in like the 50th percentile for college production. So you're telling me you're gonna take a heart surgeon who's getting D's and F's as a heart surgeon in school and make him the dude that you want to operate on you? No thanks.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
good.
to the opposite end of that spectrum, Trey Hendrickson comes from Florida Atlantic, not a big school, right? But he was 94th percentile for pass rush production there. So he was killing it where he was, and he was dominating that level of competition. So give me the dudes who know how to produce. We can add size. We can add strength. We can't add height. Sure, I get that. But like we can add size. We can add strength. We can change your diet. We can do those things that make you better for the NFL so that you can play versus a higher level of competition. But if you are already crappy, why do you think you're going to be better at the top level of competition? Like that makes no sense to me.
But it's not just the Bengals and Duke Tobin. I mean, there was a lot of people that had Shamar Stewart high. A
Be-
lot of teams.
there were a lot of teams that had him high, but when the opportunity came to draft him, they didn't.
That's true. That's true.
Right? So it was, yeah, we think highly of him, and yeah, he looks great. He's this, he's that, and I think we can mold him, and I think we can do it. And you can do that every once in a while. Unfortunately, the Bengals seem to do it all the time on defense. It's always a project. It's always looking at the traits and looking at, measurables and things. We can coach these guys up. You haven't developed. Let me ask you guys a question. When was the last time the Bengals drafted a Pro Bowler on defense?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's take it. You want to take a little thought on that? Did they draft Takeo Spikes?
I was gonna
Mhm,
say, did they draft Carlos Dunlap or Geno Atkins?
mhm.
Did you say a Pro Bowler or All Pro? Because I
Pro
don't
Bowler.
know that we've ever had an All Pro
Or
defensive player in
Pro
my
Bowler.
life. Well, in Pro Bowler, last Pro Bowler.
That they drafted. So not Trey Hendrickson,
No.
right? Not
Uh,
Reggie Nelson. He doesn't count.
Geno Smith
Geno Smith? Who the hell is Geno?
or Geno Atkins?
Atkins.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Geno Smith,
So
the quarterback, the quarterback that
so
for
yeah, that was the 2010 draft.
holy cow. Was he the last one?
He and Carlos Dunlap.
Good job. You got one, I got one. Well done. Hey, that's
20
pretty good for
2010. So we're talking
jeez.
15 years since they drafted a Pro Bowler on defense. That is insane. That says to me that I don't care who the coaches are. I don't care who the players are. Like, who's making the decisions to bring these dudes in and expecting the environment to make them better? That is just it's a flawed system.
Lou Anarumo, you could almost see he couldn't wait to get out of here.
Oh,
He was stoked. Oh, you're gonna fire me? All right, see ya. I'm gonna go be really good somewhere else. I
yeah.
made your defense amazing with garbage.
Well,
And
but it wasn't even that the defense was garbage, right? It was Burrow was on a rookie contract, so they went out and got Mike Hilton. They
they
went out
did,
and
yeah.
got Trey Hendrickson. They went out and got Chidobe Awuzie. They went out and got and traded for BJ Hill. Like these are all things that they could do when Joe Burrow was cheap. So DJ Reader, like you can go out and pay for those dudes and everything is cool. But when you get to a point that you have to trust your evaluations, that's where they run into problems.
What do you know about, because Duke Tobin's the name that a lot of people throw around. What do you know about like the whole scouting department?
I mean, there's
Like
like six dudes,
It's the smallest scouting
and
department in the NFL, and it's not even
only
close.
one of them is into like analytics.
mm,
So, like looking at percentile of, you know, win rate,
Sure.
doing what you do and things of that nature. So, like, you got one dude where other teams have five, six, 10 dudes all looking at these analytics and looking at data and not just using the eyeball test or not just using, oh, well, my source down in Florida says this is a good guy. Oh, is he? Like, what are we doing? Like, look at the data. Take the time to understand what's happening and then make your decision. But you looked at Shamar Stewart and were like, yeah. You looked at Demetrius Knight, who is damn near as old as I am, like in the second round as an off-ball linebacker. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? You had they literally passed up dudes who like Watts from Notre Dame, the
Yeah.
safety, absolutely killing it down in Atlanta, right next to our other
Hmm.
safety in
Jesse
former
Bates.
safety in Jesse Bates, right? So what are we doing?
So in that case, we've known that they can't draft. So are we blaming this on Chase, Higgins, and Burrow's money because we can't go out and buy defensive players? Because I feel like we still got money.
So, well, one, yeah, we still have like $24 million or something in salary cap space,
So you can't
but
tell me that the money's not out there to go find somebody.
correct. So the money is there. You can't blame the offense because look at Kansas City a few years ago. They did the same thing. They decided to pay Mahomes. They decided to pay Kelsey. They got some dudes on the offensive line they decided to pay, and they decided to we're going to build our defense on the cheap with draft picks. And it was probably 3 years ago. They started out like 3-5, and everybody was like, "Oh, Kansas City's done, and this defense can't hold up." And as that season went on, that defense got better and better and better and better, and they were cheap. And Kansas City continued to be on a roll. The Bengals looked at that and said, "Ooh, that's great. We should do that." The problem is the Bengals don't know how to evaluate defense.
Yeah. So is there a lifeline in sight with Mike Brown possibly croaking any day now? Or is there something is Katie Blackburn and anybody else in there? Like if Mike Brown goes, do we have a chance at turning around our front office?
I don't know that Mike Brown is the problem. Mike Brown is
No.
pretty much like everything that I've heard. Mike Brown has pretty much stepped away from the day-to-day processes
So that
of the team.
answers my question. That means everybody's just continuing to do what Mike Brown has done for years because
Correct.
nothing has changed.
Right. Right. Like it's still an argument to sign players. Like it's never an amicable situation unless you're a quarterback, right? Like T. Higgins had to change agents and Jamar Chase was basically held them hostage
Hmm.
to get T done. Like, don't even talk to me until you get T done.
Yeah.
That's how we had to do, that's how we got Burrow Chase and T was Burrow being like, I'll give you whatever money back that you need. Chase being like, nah, look here. I'm not signing anything until you get T done. And T's like, okay, I'll dump my agent and then that's ridiculous. Like none of that should have to happen in order for you to sign those dudes. But that's who Katie and Troy are.
And that's why you hear guys like Boomer Esiason go on his morning show and say, "My good friend Dave Lapham is being inducted into the Bengals Ring of Honor, and they just sent me an invite, and it says that I get 2 tickets, I can purchase more, and it's up to me to get my hotel reservations." And he said, "Screw him, I'm not going." And he put it on blast on his radio show, and
Yeah.
they ended up. He was there, so I assume somebody did something like, "Oh, this was a secretary's fault somehow," But
Look, man,
like that is like that's the epitome of what we've had. It feels like these stories come out constantly,
yeah,
constantly,
yeah.
and you
And
don't want them to sell because you're afraid somebody's going to move them if they sell.
right.
So you want to keep them here, but you want to get rid of the top dogs. I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, there is no answer. I mean, they essentially won the genetic lottery with, you know, Paul Brown being their dad/grandfather,
Hmm.
and it is what it is. Like he established the team, they own the team, and there really isn't a whole heck of a lot any of us can do about it. What you hope
Man, do you think he's ever gone down and tried to parade Chad Johnson around like the one guy did in LA with Blake Griffin and said some derogatory things that he probably shouldn't have said? Like, can we get something to happen to
no.
this guy?
Mike Brown is a lawyer, man. No,
That's true. Mike Brown ain't
no,
saying
he's
or
not
doing
dumb.
nothing. No, he
He's
is
not
not.
dumb.
No, no, he's not. Yeah.
Nah, it's
Oh,
just
Sterling,
frustrating.
Donald
It's
Sterling. That's the name I was trying.
Oh.
Man, these names are not coming quick on the top of my head today, bud. I couldn't remember Trey Hendrickson's name there for a second. I started saying the guy who blitzes for us or whatever. I said, man,
I'm glad you mentioned him. At the trade deadline, traded Logan Wilson, right? Not a big surprise. He asked for it. He was pretty not playing much anyway.
but when he was in, he actually was playing really well those last 3 games. When he
He was
was
the
in,
best linebacker. He
he
was the best linebacker we had.
exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't get better by losing him.
Did
That's for
not.
sure. And he's not good either, by the way. That's not saying anything.
He's fine.
So so were you surprised that Trey Hendrickson didn't get traded, or if he would have, would you have been surprised at all? I mean, were you expecting to hear his name before the trade deadline was up?
Um, no, given that the Bengals are still technically alive in the season. Like they haven't been formally eliminated. And I remember the quote from Duke Tobin maybe a couple years ago, I'm not in the business of making other teams better.
Yep. Yep.
And so part of me was interested to see if there was any sort of real offer for Trey and if they would move off of him. But the reports that I'm hearing across the league was there was nothing higher than about a fourth round pick for him at this point. So if that's the case, like, what's the point? Like, why if we have even a sliver of a chance, like let's go back to last year. They were 4-8, not really much of a chance to do anything. And they rip off 5 in a row, and we're all sitting there watching the 4 o'clock game with our fingers crossed, right?
Yep.
So right now they're 3-6 with a sliver of a chance to still make something happen. Why would I give away the only asset that I have that can rush the passer for a fourth round pick? That doesn't make any sense. And I wouldn't have moved Trey for a fourth. Like that,
Do you think
it
do you
doesn't make
think
it doesn't make any sense.
you think Trey's as hurt as he really says he is?
It's very interesting. So like that dude has been an Iron Man the entire time he has been in Cincinnati, right? Like stuff that seemingly would have taken down a lesser man. He's like,
Mm.
we're good, let's go. Is he making some business decisions right now? It at least opens the door to ask that question, right? Like, don't get me wrong. he looked like he was in some serious pain, especially
Yeah.
after he took that back shot in the second game.
Yeah, when with the back shot with your only good defensive play, well,
Yeah.
one of your
Yeah.
two good defensive players, and not a soul comes over to have your back.
That's the other thing that kind of makes you pause for a second. Like when Burrow would get hit like that, the offensive lineman wouldn't come in and jump in. Like there are other people you breathe on the quarterback too hard. They're in your face and pushing you and shoving you and whatever, but you you don't see that here, man. It's kind of weird.
It's because nobody wants to play for the Bengals. Everybody's in that
But
locker room.
but that's not true though. Like
You're right. I
it's
know. I'm
not
just
true.
saying. I know.
Burrow
I know.
Burrow signed his second deal with no problems.
Hmm.
With none at all. Didn't bat an eye, didn't blink. He was eligible after year three. He signed his extension. Like it wasn't a problem. Yes, they had to do some finagling, but Chase and Higgins are here for the next 3 or 4 years. They
And they're here because of Joe Burrow, not because of the Bengals. They're here for Joe Burrow.
doesn't matter. They're
Sure.
still here. You had the opportunity. There are other really good quarterbacks in this league. There are other really well-run teams in this league where you could not only get your numbers, but also go win a championship. They signed up to be here. Whether that's for Burrow or not is besides the point. You're here. And you
Yep.
had the option to not be, and you chose to be here.
All right. Well, let's talk about something positive. Let's talk about this 40-year-old man, Mr. Joe Flacco.
Is
Uh,
Joe Flacco elite?
is Joe Flacco elite? No, he's got two extra elite wide receivers that he trusts and doesn't try to do anything extra. He calls hike, he drops back, he throws it to him. That's what makes Joe Flacco really good right now.
Yep.
If Burrow could get out of his head to, and we've talked about this before. He's it's not hero mentality, but he knows he can escape and get a little extra, and it's always in the back of his head. He may not throw that tight one if he thinks he sees something in the second level where he can make a spin, and Jamar can now, instead of a little 5 yard out, can reverse fields and go up the middle and get a 25 yard pass.
Right.
Until he learns how to be more like Flacco, which Patrick Mahomes was the same way. Mahomes has gotten to the point now where in the beginning of games, he's just get it and go, throw it out of bounds. He'll take a sack here and there. When he needs to, he
Yeah.
becomes Patrick Mahomes still. And
Right.
that's where we need to. I think if anything that Burrow can learn from this, that would be the thing from Joe Flacco is same offensive line, same amount of time to throw the ball, same wide receivers. Drop
Yep.
back, make your first good read and throw it to them because they're that good. They're going to make the play.
Right. And I think my hope is that watching Flacco, who has enough skins on the wall to really like go back 2 years ago when Jake Browning was doing it and playing really well and getting the ball out and whatever. That's Jake Browning. You don't really pay a whole lot of attention to that. But
He's never.
Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl MVP. Joe Flacco is 40 years old and still slinging the heck out of the ball. So I hope that Joe is taking some notes and looking at this situation and going, man, let me do what Joe does 80% of the time and then use that other 20% to do something that Joe can't do, right? Like Joe rolls out of the pocket, we're in trouble.
Uh-huh. But he better throw it.
He better be getting rid of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But if Burrow does that, it buys you a little bit extra. Right now, it's probably 50-50 of what Burrow does, the magic stuff and regular stuff. Man, make that 90-10, 80-20,
Yep.
and you'll be all right.
Yes. That is one thing. Burrow's never had that veteran presence in that quarterback room. And maybe there's been some veterans
Well,
over the last 5 years. No, that's what I was
veteran
going to say.
presence with skins on the wall.
That's what I was going to say with what you said. And there probably has been a veteran in there somewhere, but it doesn't matter if they've never done anything. They've never been as good as Joe Burrow. They've never done any of the things he's done. Now you got a guy who legit in the second game of the year yells over at Zach Taylor and says, "You have to pronunciate. I can't understand you." And he's yelling at the head coach because he's as old as the head coach and he can do that, right?
Yeah.
So Burrow gets to see kind of how that the not just the veteran, but the veteran who has some has skins on the wall and all that stuff acts, and because there's never been anything that said Burrow doesn't isn't the first one there, isn't the last one to leave, doesn't
Right.
prepare great because he
Agreed.
does all that. But when
Yep.
you get just a couple other extra little details, from a guy like Flacco, I hope and I hope and I hope that this does nothing but make for a better Joe Burrow. Will
Agreed.
Flacco stay for another year? Or is he's got to go?
If it were my decision, I'd sign him.
But do you think Flacco's a very, very prideful man?
Mhm.
Everything I've ever heard about him. Obviously, he can still do it. Do you think he tries to go? He tries to go be a starter somewhere, or at least somewhere where he can compete for a job?
I mean, sure. I think given what I've seen of him in the 4 games that he's played here at the Bengals, he is one of the top 32 quarterbacks in the league for sure. Now, is he going somewhere where he's throwing the ball to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? Good luck.
Yeah,
I mean, he came from Cleveland where he was throwing to Jerry Judy and
Landry.
David Njoku and whoever and looked like crap and got benched for a rookie.
And
So,
but none of those were even his fault. Like the picks against the Bengals were all off his receiver's hands. So that makes
sure.
perfect sense what you're saying. It makes total sense.
Like, so
Who
am
you
I
throw the ball
going
to?
somewhere where I have two of the best damn wide receivers in the league, period? And no offense, a starter with a penchant for getting hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and I can still play a significant role? Sure. I'll sign a 2-year deal to stay in Cincinnati. Why not?
I'd be up for it. I would keep Joe around. I'd keep him around just for everything he brings to the table.
Yep.
Everything he
Mhm.
brings to the table.
If he
Yep.
if he is willing, I'm willing to talk to him.
All right, we've been on here for a while. Do you want to go? We need to talk about our bet, if you guys don't mind. I would like I would like to talk about our bet. And when Burrow went down, I think there was something in the text group that said, "Do we reimagine this?" And I was my hand went up immediately.
Why, Chris?
Because I think
I
I'm
thought
losing 3 games.
I thought you were trying to be like Mr. Positive still and
No, I
like, no,
was.
wait a minute.
Yep,
There
I was. I definitely
Yeah,
was. I think I was
I
Jake
thought I
Browning's biggest
read
fan.
I thought I read in Jake Browning I trust.
It might have been.
Signed Chris Witt.
Yeah, it
I'm
might have
pretty
been.
sure that's what I read.
Listen, we got to keep the positivity up, right? The Bengals are going to win every game. Well, they're winning out. They're going to win out this year. I still truly believe that. The problem is they already have 6 losses.
Yes. Which means if they win out,
I
you
still
still are in last place in the bet.
Oh, whew.
So that's true. I mean, for real, do we say, okay, the best player on the team got hurt and he's out for, half the season? I, does that change what we're doing here, or do
That,
we do?
that's a
So,
bet,
but
right?
but here's
That's a
the
bet.
here's the
That's a
problem though.
that's a bet. A bet's a bet.
Wait, here's the problem though. I would be willing to remove the Jake Browning games from the equation. Now, that also includes the Jacksonville game, but I would be willing to remove the Jake Browning games from the equation. But the offense hasn't been the problem.
No.
The offense is the number one offense in the league
Mhm.
since Flacco took over. So it wasn't because Joe Burrow got hurt that this team isn't performing. Again, minus the Jake Browning games because that dude was trash during that Minnesota game. He
Oh
was
my God.
awful,
That's the
Yep.
right?
worst football I've may have ever seen.
Minus that Andy Dalton 2.0 game, quarterback rating game versus Cleveland.
Mm.
That was maybe the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life. This was probably the second worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life, right? Sorry, my dog's barking. But
Oh, I didn't even hear it. You're
No,
good.
I didn't hear it either.
so minus that, but like, so I personally would be willing to take those games out, but you're still multiple losses in the hole because that defense is terrible.
What did I have the Bengals finishing at this year, Adam? I know you got it sitting there with all the highlights. I just saw it.
12 and 5.
12-5.
I mean, see, you can drop a couple games.
I got a chance. If you guys are willing to, because I say a bet's a bet. I made the bet. That being said, if you're willing to give me the Browning games, a win and 2 losses, I will take those off. I will gladly just pretend like those 3 weeks didn't happen.
I'm down.
Okay.
All right. That
All right.
sounds good. All right. All right. So we can just cross those off. We'll redo the what the things look like. We'll figure that out. I'm still losing. I'm pretty sure I'm still losing. I think I was thinking actually today on my way on my drive around the great city of Cincinnati all over the place. I was thinking about what my 5 minutes would be or 3 minutes, what my 3 minutes would be. I was trying to think of some little ways to start it out. So I already plan on this being.
You know what's funny is right now the three of us all have the same amount of correct picks.
Really?
Kind of interesting, yeah.
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 That
We
is
all
cool.
have 5 correct.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that. We all have 5 correct of 9 games.
Yeah.
That's
For-
pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many? Let me see that thing. What do we got here? All 3 of us got the first 2 wins. All 3 of us got the Detroit loss, and all 3 of us got the Pittsburgh win. I'm the only one with the Green Bay loss, and then you both had the Denver loss, and I had it as a win.
Mhm.
So that's yeah.
Not bad, boys.
All right,
Not bad.
all right, all right.
Yeah.
Take that for the what we had to deal with for the first 9 weeks of this season. Andre, is there a chance that this defense meshes and we can pull off a few wins by Thanksgiving, or not even by Thanksgiving, going into that Thanksgiving Day game against Lamar Jackson and a currently red hot Baltimore Ravens team, that we would even have a chance to possibly do something?
No.
Baltimore is currently, what are they?
That's correct.
Are they 4? Is Baltimore 4-5?
Yes.
And they still are, and Pittsburgh is
5-4.
5-4. Okay, because Baltimore still is the odds-on favorite to win the division.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not even close, man.
Yeah. Odds-on favorite.
No. So here you go. I'm gonna pull up a stat for you guys. So with these 3 players on the field, Shamar Stewart, Demetrius Knight, Barrett Carter,
Whew,
with all 3 on the field,
it's a bad stat.
the Bengals are giving up 7.1 yards per rush, 3.3 yards before contact per rush. They have a 46.7% rush success percentage. There's been 38 rushes for 269 yards.
Oh my God. Are you 38 rushes?
For 269 yards with those 3 dudes on the field.
7 yards per carry.
7.1 yards per rush.
Jeez. Oh, please.
So I think they get better.
The problem is they were talking earlier in the season about, Barrett Carter wasn't seeing the field very often, and that couldn't be a good thing because their defense was bad. And then they were like, well, I guess we got to play Barrett Carter more. And guess what? He's the reason that he didn't play that much in the first game because he's that bad.
Look, so for perspective, just a couple for perspective, 7.1 yards per rush with those 3 dudes. The NFL average is 4.4.
Almost double. Well, 3/4 of it.
So yards before contact. So you turn around, for our listeners and watchers, you turn around, you hand the ball off to the running back. that running back gains 3.5, almost 3.5 yards before he's even touched by anybody on the Bengals team, whose whole objective is to tackle him, right?
That,
So
that's not just from the time you get the ball.
no,
That's from
that
the
is
time they get the
beyond the
ball
line of
and beyond
scrimmage
the line of scrimmage. Exactly.
before, and that's not before tackle, that's before contact. So he's not even touched.
And we all know who the Bengals are, how the Bengals are once they make first contact. They're the worst tackling team in football.
Right. So the league average is 1.45.
That's double.
That's more than
That's
double.
more than double.
Bro. So when we talk about like the number 32 defense in the league, that's one thing. Where let's say you're 32, but 31 and 30 and 29 are like all right within reach, right? All right, that yes, we stink, but compared to everybody else, we're right there. We have a really good game. We probably bump up to 28th. Cool. The problem is that's 32 teams. If you look at the previous 800 defensive squads, the Bengals are still like 797. Like that's how incredibly historically bad they are. They are trash.
And those first two wins, hugely because of turnovers. And we
Yes.
have not caused any more turnovers since then.
Nope.
I mean, we had 3 picks in that was in against Cleveland. Was it 3 picks or 2?
Two from Flacco and then a fumble and a missed field goal, a missed extra point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, a lot of like, and those were tip balls that were in, not just tip balls, those were drop passes. They were in the receivers, both of the receivers' hands. So yeah, you're making me feel like there's definitely no chance. This is
You know what I just remembered is
We played Baltimore 2 times in 3 weeks. I'm sorry. What?
yeah, I just remembered that too when you just said that. But I remember us talking before the season, and in the preseason, we were like, "Man, the defense isn't looking too good." And I go, "Well, wait a minute. I was listening to the radio today, and somebody on there said they're not showing everything because Al Golden has got them doing new stuff and like."
Right. Right.
All right.
It's
I
just
think we're
vanilla,
beating
guys.
them.
It's just
Yeah,
vanilla.
it's just vanilla. It's
Yeah.
vanilla. It's because they don't know how to do anything else. He's
No.
got a bunch of guys that he can't do anything extra with.
It's bad. Like, it's real bad. Like the defensive scheme isn't great either because you got Demetrius Knight playing defensive end and you're dropping Trey Hendrickson in the coverage. Like what are we doing? Like why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense at all. Stop doing stuff like that.
We did that in a game that we were down. I think
Yes.
we were either up by a score or down by a score.
Yeah.
And there was a minute left in the game on a 3rd and long. And and Knight came in and Hendrickson dropped into coverage. What? Yeah,
What
you
are we
fooled
doing?
them. Guess what? You fooled them. They're happy you fooled them. You just yes, you.
So going back to your question, is it Duke Tobin? Is it the coaching or is it the players? The answer is yes.
Yes. It's my favorite way to answer questions too, by the way.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, there's nothing much more that can come of this. Let me see this. Is there a win?
Oh,
Okay.
that was way back there.
Oh, let me find the highlight here. There we go. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Hmm?
Jets. What am I looking at? Chicago.
Was that
You didn't
that
even
game,
do sorry. We got to get to the bye. Pittsburgh. Win or loss? You guys yell them out.
Oh. Win.
I can say win, but I don't feel good about it.
Neither of you took a win when Burrow was in charge, and we thought there was a chance Al Golden had something up his sleeve.
That's because then I watched 9 weeks of Pittsburgh play.
That's true too. That's true. New England, all 3 of us had us a win. That's 3 losses.
No.
Ravens.
No.
Buffalo.
No.
Ravens.
No.
Dolphins.
Look, I would have said, well, actually, in the season picks, I think I picked them to lose to
You
Miami
did.
because
You
I was like,
did.
I don't like the record that I have right now. But
That was
they just
it.
beat Buffalo,
That's
Yeah,
true too.
like manhandled Buffalo.
that was weird.
They made Buffalo, yeah, they couldn't move the
It's
ball.
like 30-17. They manhandled Buffalo.
Okay. Cardinals.
By that time, Burrow's definitely back.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray he's already benched.
Mm.
I mean, that can be a win, sure.
That might be a game that no one will watch. That could honestly be a game that no one outside of Cincinnati or Arizona watches.
100%.
Could absolutely be that way.
Mhm.
Yes.
That
Agree.
might be the worst game of the season.
It's
Uh,
bad.
Browns.
Win.
Yeah, they probably win that because, like, Dylan Gabriel sucks. It'll be the game that they let Shador Sanders play, and he'll look terrible, and then their whole offseason is just a hot mess because they're Cleveland.
Like always, yes.
Here's how I think the Browns beat the Bengals in that game. Joe Burrow comes back. Bengals trade Joe Flacco to the Browns for exactly what they got. Joe Flacco becomes the quarterback of the Browns, beats the Bengals. All right, maybe not.
Speaking of trading Flacco back to the Browns,
Thank you.
well done, Adam. Let's go ahead and wrap up the Bengals because I don't know that I can continue to do this.
Yeah, this is rough.
It's rough. The Mount Rushmore for this week. We had two of them out there. We gave Andre the option. We kind of figured this was the option you were going to go. The best trade. There is no great. I went through and started looking at these. There's not a lot of like, oh my god, that's a great trade. The best, the Mount Rushmore of Bengals trades, which is almost an oxymoron because the Bengals don't trade people very often. So, yeah, there you go, Mr. Andre Edwards. Before we start this, can we just say the fact that the Browns traded Flacco to us after we played him in conference the week after he just played the team that we're about to play, maybe the worst trade. No, it's not the worst trade in Cleveland
No,
history. I'm sorry, that'll
but
never happen.
No
it was
way.
it was hilarious because it pissed off Mike Tomlin.
No, Mike Tomlin was so
That's what
mad.
made me like that trade.
He
I was
was
like,
so
Mike
mad.
Tomlin lost his mind
Oh,
because
it's awesome.
they traded us Joe Flacco.
Ever since the day Mike Tomlin stepped onto the field and tripped the guy, I know I've said this a million times. I hate Mike Tomlin.
Yep.
That goes beyond anything. There's a college guy that did that I've seen do this too. Yeah, I don't remember who that was. I hate him, but Tomlin's in the division. I already don't like him because he's in the division. That play right there, as a coach myself,
Yeah.
the fact that that irks me to no end.
Agreed.
That you can't stay. Oh my God. I could get into a coaching podcast for about another 6 hours.
All right.
All right, let's do
Your-
this.
All right. So Mount Rushmore. So I went James Brooks for Pete Johnson. Um, here's just some things about Pete Johnson at that time. Pete Johnson was 30 years old and had reportedly ballooned up to 275 pounds.
Oh, that's a big fullback.
Brooks was 25. And so, like, obviously, we know his lore and his history in, Bengaldom helped them get to the Super Bowl. They, led the league in rushing a couple times and were top 3 and top 5 in offenses a bunch of times with James Brooks there. So that was one of mine. Second would be a first and a second round pick for Carson Palmer, a dude who said he was going to quit and retire. Like, I
And
will
did.
never play
Did.
again. I am going to retire and never play football again. And somehow we got Hugh Jackson and the Raiders to give us a first and a second round pick, and which turned into Dre Kirkpatrick and Giovanni Bernard. So We can put like half of Geo's face and half of Dre's face on the Mount Rushmore statue.
100%. And I love because out of all these trades that I'm gonna say, which are probably gonna be very similar to all the ones that we're all gonna be pretty similar. That's one where it's not just a good trade because the Bengals got rid of something. It was a good trade because the Bengals, those two were key attributes to
Yes,
the Bengals in that time.
yes, agreed. The next one I'm going to go with is BJ Hill for Billy Price. Um, BJ Hill had one of the biggest interceptions that, in the history of the Bengals, and it picking off Pat Mahomes for us to be able to go to the Super Bowl. Like it was just that was huge.
Yep.
Not only that, they got something for Billy Price, who was just absolutely terrible, like just terrible. So the fact that they got something for him and then that he made such an impact, I think he had like 5.5 sacks his first year. So like just very well done. And then to me, the biggest fleecing of all time in Bengal trade history is Reggie Nelson for a dude named David Jones, who played cornerback, I think. And the pick number 228, who turned out to be some dude we've never heard of. So don't even worry about it. But Reggie Nelson, in his career with the Bengals, 23 interceptions, which is sixth all time,
Wow.
made the Pro Bowl in 2015. He played 91 of a possible 96 games in his career. Jones, that David Jones dude, had exactly 5 more starts in the rest of his career post that trade. That is the biggest fleecing in Bengal trade history, period.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Carson Palmer trade by far. Carson Palmer said he was gonna sit out, said he'd retire, did everything and he did everything he said he was gonna do,
Sure
and we
did.
still got something out of it. Um,
Not something,
oh
a
yeah,
first and a second. Like,
yeah,
if it was like a fifth or a sixth, that's when you're like, we got something. No, they got a first round pick out of this.
yeah. Drake Kirkpatrick and Giovanni Bernard, unbelievable. So, and then obviously you have to go with, I have to go with my guy, James Brooks. I don't know how big his head was, but if starting lineups are any indication, if they're correct, he's the smallest head to
Yeah.
ever be in a made. The
Not
smallest helmet didn't fit on his head in a starting
not only
lineup.
that, that dude looks like he'll still play today.
I seen him. He does.
See, I haven't
Unlike his counterpart, Icky Woods,
seen-
who's lucky, who's lucky that I think he does have a cane now. Doesn't he walk with a cane
Yeah.
now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that number two. I'm gonna tell you, I I kind of like this one. Um, so let's see if I can figure out exactly. I want to make sure I got this correct. The Bengals got a 1998 first round draft choice and a 1998 third round draft choice
Big
from
Daddy.
from Washington for Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson, who wasn't exactly hot garbage, but was not a number one overall
He
pick.
was warm garbage.
Yeah, he was definitely warm garbage. 20 sacks. He did have 20 sacks in 4 years with the Bengals. Not horrible for an
Not
interior
terrible.
defensive lineman. But outside of that, I don't think I think it said something like, did it have his tackles on here? Where was that at? I thought I had something where his tackles were absolutely horrible. And again, we didn't get a lot out of it, but it is what it is. Um, so is that three? That's three. And I gotta go. I have to. I've got to go with the Bengals get a 2026 sixth round pick and Joe Flacco for their 2026 fifth round pick. We gave the Browns a fifth round pick. They turned around and gave us their sixth and Joe Flacco. I feel like that is a fantastic trade.
That's a win.
That is, I mean, that's up there. And especially if what I think is going to happen over the next 7 weeks actually happens, and that is the Bengals go
7-0.
5-2.
Oh,
Hey, I'm being realistic. 5-2.
5-2. He said realistic.
We do have to play the Ravens, the Bills, and the Ravens in 3 straight weeks, but that's okay. I do feel that way. So I am going to say the Joe Flacco one gets put forth for me.
Okay. I put the Joe Flacco one on there too. It's a fun one to do, especially right now, and that's legit. I think it's legit.
I mean, we moved down one spot in the draft and got Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Or not one spot, sorry. One round.
One round, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the Pete Johnson, James Brooks trade on there.
A 30-year-old running back.
275 pounds.
275.
Also, coming off the year before, coming off a 4-game suspension for some cocaine thing.
Cocaine. He's part of a cocaine investigation.
That's a pretty good turnaround to get James Brooks for that. Okay, and then my other two are 1983. Jack Thompson was supposed to be the guy that takes over for Ken Anderson. Started 5 games in 4 years with the Bengals. 13 touchdowns, 19 interceptions in that time.
Well done.
They got a first-round pick from Tampa Bay, which ended up being the number 1 overall pick that year.
And who did they get? Doesn't matter, does it?
Here's the thing.
Again, it doesn't matter because they got a first-round pick.
That's where you got to stop, because they traded that number 1 overall pick to New England for 4 picks and got nobody. And by the way, the New England Patriots drafted Irving Fryer that year.
There you go.
Of course they did. Hall of Fame wide receiver. Wow.
Hall of Fame wide receivers.
That would have helped us in 88.
Yeah. My last one, speaking of 88, thank you. Got a 1st, 3rd, and 5th round pick for Rick Hundley, who was in 1984 was the number 7 overall draft.
Yeah.
The Bengals were not able to sign him. They couldn't agree to terms on a deal.
Yeah.
Traded him for a 1st, a 3rd, and a 5th without him playing at all yet in the NFL. To Denver, and with those picks, they got Tim McGee and David Fulcher, who were very instrumental in that 88 team.
Yeah,
SWAT team, baby. SWAT team.
David Fulcher, my all-time favorite Bengal.
Yeah,
SWAT team.
Yeah,
and Tim McGee, probably one of my favorite wide receivers. The Tim McGee starting lineup.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one. Yeah,
Yep.
One of the best ever.
Agreed.
That's it. That's my 4.
I dig it.
Awesome.
The honorable mention one that I would throw on there was the Delta O'Neal trade.
Oh, I had that on here too.
I really like Delta O'Neal.
Yeah.
That was a good trade.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, hold on, because I saved that one on here. Where's the Delta O'Neal?
What year was he? Because he was a Pro Bowler.
So
2004.
2004, we got Delta O'Neal and a first-round draft choice from Denver for a 2004 first-round draft choice and a 4th round. So we swapped first-round picks. We got Delta O'Neal. They got a 4th round pick.
Yeah. We basically got him for a 4th round pick.
Basically. And Delta O'Neal was really good in Denver before that. Like he was an all-pro, if I'm not mistaken, when he was in Denver.
Yeah.
The very first trade of the Marvin Lewis era is what that was. Yeah.
Well done.
There you go.
All right, Andre, you're the best.
Love you guys.
We always keep you up. Thanks for so Andre goes to bed at 7:30 and then he sets an alarm to get up at 9:30, 10 o'clock to be with us.
Less than an hour. Sorry. Less than an hour. Still 10:40 at night. Andre, you have no idea how much we appreciate you, brother. Seriously. I am not looking forward to seeing you at the end of the season. Not going to lie to you.
Oh, wait. Really fast. Are you guys gonna do a bet this year on the Crosstown Shootout?
No. I get points. How many points you giving me?
Yeah, I
How
mean,
many points are you giving me?
yeah.
No.
Oh, oh, you're not going to give me a single point.
Did
How
you
many
have,
points you want?
15?
15? Are
Hey,
you
did
insane?
you see
We
the-
lost
did
by
you
20 to Santa Clara at home. It's the worst home loss in the history of the Centos Center. To Santa, not to a number one in the country UConn, a number one in the country Villanova, to Santa Clara.
Claus? Yeah,
No, I want a minimum of 6 points.
you could do that.
I'll give you 5.5.
Should have okay.
5.5.
Same thing. 5 and a hook. I'll take it. 5 and a hook.
I'll give you 5.5.
Oh, I'm gonna get killed. Oh, what are we betting? I'm ready to do it. What are we betting?
Doing the same thing as last year. You're gonna have to wear some UC gear,
Still,
It ain't left the studio.
It's
Just got
part-
thrown out.
it's part
It's
of the
been
season.
right there since I took it off after the last time I wore it.
oh, it's so good. So good.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's see. Do you have any UC basketball jerseys?
I got an old school is it Danny Fortson? It's either Fortson
I got a James Posey.
or Maxio.
Okay, I got a James Posey.
All
So
right.
I say now it's from when I was. I mean it.
It's gonna be an extra small.
It'll look
anyway.
better than it does to me. I can promise you that. I say we'll figure out a way to swap jerseys, and we'll have to wear it on the last pod of the Bengals season.
Perfect.
All right, you want Posey or you want Lumpkin? Do you even remember
Oh.
Gary Lumpkin?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll go Posey.
yeah, got to have 41, man. That's the best.
Yeah.
41.
I'll go Posey.
All right,
Nice.
all right. So.
All right.
And Jason Maxiell, one of the few guys I actually liked at UC. So if it's a Maxiell and Fortson, I hated Fortson at UC, but I loved Fortson in the NBA.
Yeah.
Him and Brian Grant reminded me so much of the same player when they
Agreed.
got to the NBA, especially.
Agreed.
I love it. Danny Fortson, the largest backside I've ever seen on a human being.
Dude, no question.
Yes.
There's no argument here at all.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's the bet. 5 and a hook. I'm getting the points at home. I never thought I'd ever say that in my life, but I will take them. This is the worst, absolute worst basketball I've ever seen played in the Cintas Center
That
in
was rough, man. That
20 plus years. I've had season tickets, well, off and on for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Worst basketball I've ever seen played. And I don't put it all on Patino. I will in 2 years if this continues. But he got started late. Didn't get into the portal. You know, a lot of things went against him. This team's getting paid a lot of money to do what they're doing right now. I think there should be contracts signed. Anyway, we can get into that later. Andre, thank you very much. Have a great night. How do we check you out on the tweet box again?
I think it's like Andre _Edwards 98.
Oh, the old
It was Andre Edwards 06.
yeah, the 06
That's
is gone?
right. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
That's
06.
it.
Sounds
I
good.
want to
All
be
right.
paying attention, man.
Andre, get out of here. Go to bed. We appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so
We
much.
love you. See ya.
Appreciate you, boys. Love you.
Best at it. Absolute best. Absolute best there is. My favorite. I mean, we've got some good ones that come on. We're gonna have. I'm gonna get a hold of Adam.
Gotta
Get
have him.
Mr. Adam Baum on here
Gotta have him.
because I've got a lot. I've got a lot of things I want to talk about when it comes to the Xavier basketball. I got to press this button though because I can't hear. Now I can hear in my headphones. Okay. Woo! That's freaking me out.
We got it.
I couldn't hear our microphone in the headphones when we have Andre on because I can't figure. There's 3 buttons I can press, and I press them all until we can hear Andre. And once we can hear Andre and he can hear us, then we say we're good.
Yeah.
And it worked last time. It worked today. Now I can hear me. I can hear inside my headphones and us instead of just him. Makes me feel better.
Yeah. So we're gonna have Adam Baum on at some point.
It's got to be soon because I may stop talking Xavier basketball here after not too long after that.
Well, everybody else might stop having him on because there's no reason to talk about it. So, well, he'll have plenty of time to come
Plenty
on.
of time, that's for sure. They'll have plenty of time.
Nah,
Oh
we'll
god.
see. We'll see. It might be a tough year, but you're right. That's a good call. You're a good fan. You got to give him some time.
I stayed to the buzzer. I
Good for
stayed to
you.
the buzzer last game. Not 100% by choice, but still I stayed.
Yeah. Okay. Chris, we can quickly get through NFL week 10 was last week
Yep,
picks.
let's do it.
I was 1-2 on the week. I just barely missed that Indy game.
Oh,
Um, so I'm 11-13 on the season.
okay.
You did was this 3 or 4 weeks in a row that you just went
Three.
This one, this one, this one.
3
3
weeks.
weeks in a row?
Yep.
This past week, and you were what? The last 2 weeks before that, you were
I lost
5-1.
it was either 4-2 or 5-1. It was pretty good.
I think you were 5-1. So this past week you were 3-0.
Let's go. That's how we pick games right there, baby. Let's go.
14-10 now on the year. You're pulling away from 500. You're pulling further away from
Oh,
me.
this is great.
3 games up on me. Golly.
If there's anything that could talk about the way my gambling life is on like sports betting websites and everything, like I'm pretty much 500 this year. Just I put in a little parlay here, hit a parlay here, but it's always little $5 fellas and nothing crazy. And it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'll put a lot of research one day into like an NBA parlay, and I'll be like, all right, SGA. I like to do points plus rebounds plus assists because I feel like somebody might just have a little bit better game here and there. I'm not going to miss the points if I get a few extra rebounds, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I start doing some research, and I'm digging deep, baby. I'm not just going into the last few games this year. I'm going into last year. I'm looking at stuff, and those are the games that I lose. Every time, those are the ones I lose. And I'm like, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has not been under 40 rebounds, assists, points combined all year, nor the last 15 games of the year before. And he'll have 38 because he didn't play in the fourth quarter in a blowout, and I get hosed. And so
But there might be some people behind that. There's all this betting stuff
Dude,
going
I'm
on. There's
telling
game,
you.
throwing game.
telling you,
You got
I think this should be something we talk about next week. I don't know how much we're going to have going on. I think this is a real thing.
Yeah.
In fact, 2 years ago or last year, you used to be able to do some prop bets on FanDuel for college basketball. You could do some individual players to hit threes. You could do some points and rebounds and stuff. You could do some individual things. They've completely cut that out. You can only bet over under wins and losses on college basketball because it is too easy to get to kids and stuff like that. And the amount of money that they paid. Did you hear this? Emmanuel Class A? He was getting $5,000,
well,
$5 to $7,000
a pitch.
but it was only one a game.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
$5 to $7,000. That's nothing. He signed a $20 million contract before he was doing this. Not before. He said he was doing it before and after. But unbelievable, dude. $5,000. That's it. That feels like not a lot of money to me to have a chance of not just going to prison and also being kicked out of baseball, losing all the money. They may try to sue him to get money back.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's no way to do that. I'm sure these are all the major league contracts are fully guaranteed and all that. So, but I bet they can, from the time they were notified by the federal government, I bet they could go after something.
Maybe. Yeah. They could find a way.
I don't know, dude. It's just insane.
I know.
Insane. And it sucks because I am a for the love of the game kind of guy. And I know that 99.9% of the players in all the leagues are that way. But all it takes is one, Terry Rozier, to throw up a couple You ever watch some of the highlights of the games they were talking about? There's some stuff on YouTube showing Terry Rozier Whoo, whoo. I don't know if he threw that many air balls up for real, but some bad stuff. And then he pulled himself out of the game
Mhm.
and then never came back.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it.
All you gotta do is fake an injury. That's all you
Chauncey
gotta do.
Billups, dude.
I know.
The Chauncey
That
Billups
was
thing is
disappointing.
crazy.
I've always loved Chauncey. That's very
But
disappointing.
Chauncey had nothing to do with the game, with basketball. His had to do with
The
poker games, which makes me feel a little better about because Chauncey, I feel like, all right, Chauncey, you don't need to be getting into throwing basketball games. And there's nothing that said he is not indicted in any way, shape, or form over that. But even the stuff they were doing in these poker games is crazy.
Don't need to be wearing X-ray glasses in poker games. Just
Taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from people and they had glasses that could read cards. You could they could pick up marked cards and they knew what was going. Oh my God, dude, it's insane. The felt was see-through or something from underneath. I don't understand all this stuff that
yeah.
they were doing. Insane. Insane. We could do an entire thing on how crazy these last like this stuff that's coming out now is.
Yeah.
The good thing about this is hopefully they got to go after him hard. I mean, they got to do a Pete Rose, go after him hard and be hard on it.
Yep.
And can't give in. You can't give in. And once that happens, you just hope that it sends a message out to everybody else. And it's like, come on, man, you got a guy who comes up and he's like, I'll give you $5,000 if you make sure that the first pitch of the inning is a ball. Okay, I can do that. I'll walk out and throw a ball. I can battle back from that.
Mhm.
$5,000, whatever, I'll take it. If he's giving you five, how much do you think he's winning? Like those are giant. They have over the last 4 years, they have meetings in spring training, letting these players know there are private firms out there watching the money that's bet on individual things. And there are red flags that get thrown up. Somebody throws 10 G's on your first pitch of the ninth inning being a ball. That's a flag, homeboy.
Yep.
Nobody puts more than $100 on that. And people putting $100 on it are stupid millionaires that got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Like most people are putting $1 on it. Some dude put 10 G's on that.
Yeah. We could spend a lot of time talking about this. But that's a good possibility that we go a lot more in depth into that next week.
Okay. All right.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
All right. And let's go to our picks for NFL Week 11.
Let's do it.
Um,
You go first.
you sure?
Yep.
Kansas City is in Denver. Denver is a 3.5-point underdog at home against Kansas City. I'm not really that sure why. I'm going Denver. They're getting 3.5 points at home.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Their offense has not looked fantastic the last 2 weeks, but that's okay.
No, I don't know. Yeah, but Kansas City's not like setting the world on fire there, I don't think. But
Yeah, they kind of are.
they kind of are actually. early in the season, I felt like
first three weeks maybe not, but the last
that's
6.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like your thoughts though. I like your thought process there.
They're both wrong.
You know what? Which means that pick's probably right.
Probably right.
Which means that pick's probably right.
The Dolphins beat the Bills this week, so
by 14.
All right. I said I was not going to touch the Bengals for the rest of the year. They're in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 5.5-point favorite. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals just because
you know they're going to put points up.
Just because they're going to put points up.
Yeah.
Because I know they can match no matter how many points they give up. It could be another 44-42 game or something like that,
Sure.
So whatever, just to at least lose by 5 or less.
I like it.
And then Green Bay is in New York against the Giants, and Green Bay is a 6.5-point favorite. I'm going to go ahead and take them 6.5 points on the road. They're going to get it done. Green Bay to score to beat the Giants by more than a touchdown.
I like it. All right. Let's do this. All right, first thing to pop into my head here. Let's go. I'll tell you what, yeah, man, I really want to do something with this Commanders Dolphins, but they all both are terrible. Let's go to the Bears Vikings. You got the 6-3 Bears in Minnesota, 4-5. Minnesota laying 3.5 in this game. I'm taking the Bears with 3.5 points in this game. I'm going to take the old Chicago Bears. And then I'm going to look at the Ravens and the Browns. This is a piece of cake. The Browns are hot garbage. The Ravens are on fire. It's 7.5 points for the road team on this. And I'm going to say they beat them by more than 7.5. Let's go now to, how about this? Let's go to Sunday night. One of my favorite nights of the week, Sunday night, the Detroit Lions, 6-3, playing in Philadelphia, 7-2 Eagles. Philadelphia laying 2.5. And I say the Eagles are going to win this game by a field goal and win by a hook. So I'm taking the Eagles minus 2.5 in that game on the road.
Eagles minus 2.5?
Yep.
Is that, oh, okay. What did I write? Okay. Minus 2.5. Okay. So they win by 3.
They have to win by 3. Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Yep.
You got Chicago, Baltimore, and Philly.
All right. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. I like it.
Okay. That leaves us only one more thing to do and talk about Leanne Morgan.
Chicago should be plus 3.5. Do you have them plus 3.5 or minus 3.5?
Oh, I put Minnesota. Yeah, I just put it opposite, like whatever the last team I
Oh, you
do-
put the
yeah,
last team. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get you now. Okay.
So
Yeah.
so
Because I'm Ravens, so you got me with the Ravens. So, okay, I see it now.
Yeah,
Nope, you're good.
okay.
Sorry. Just
so is that
that's correct. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right. Okay.
I hope to continue this streak of just opening up the app, looking at the games, reading them, and go.
It means that I'm losing, but it's so impressive that I'm kind of rooting for you now.
It's so much fun.
It's really incredible. Unspeakable Things, Leanne Morgan's newest Netflix special. Chris, you're up first.
So I don't remember what we did with the first Leanne.
I was trying to remember that too.
I don't remember what we did with it. She's got that Southern twang, which is really fun. She's different. I really like this. I never sat there. It was not something I laughed out loud a lot. She didn't hit me with any punchlines that surprised the daylights out of me or anything like that. Just I think she uses that Southern Belle twang and the praise the Lord and all that kind of stuff to make you kind of giggle at the little things that she says on the other side of it, right? Talking about have to do unspeakable things and she has to be a prostitute for her husband or something like that. I can't remember all those things that she was saying about that, but
what's his name? Charlie
Chuck,
Morgan?
Chuck Morgan.
Chuck Morgan.
Chuck Morgan. Yep, and Chuck Morgan came out and boy, that family looks exactly like if you just saw Leanne Morgan walking into a grocery store and then you saw them behind, you'd be like, yeah, that seems about right. That seems about right. I don't know which 2 of the 3 daughters were hers. I assume the 2 blondes and the brown-haired one belonged to her husband or to her son. Sorry, not to her husband, to her son. That's my guess. She'd say she had 3 kids, right? She's got 2 girls and a boy.
Is that right?
Pretty sure.
Maybe.
3 kids under 5 years old at one point when she had to go to the ski slopes. Thought that was pretty good. Yeah. I'm just gonna. Dude, she said it came out. Are you looking for Leanne Morgan?
I'm kinda. I don't know.
I think it came out. She said in 2000. It was
she said 2 years ago, didn't she?
Oh, did she say 2 years ago?
I was thinking she said.
Maybe she said 2 years ago. It could be.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's about 100 pages back.
Yeah, about 100 pages back. Yeah.
I don't know. I pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. There was never a point where I was like, oh my God, is this ever going to get over? It kind of started off where I thought some soapbox stuff might happen when she's talking about Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon and being in the movie and she's blessed to have what happened. But she didn't harp on the blessed to have what happened. It went quick. She made fun of herself being on the movie, but she did talk, but which is I was totally fine with that. Um, I thought it was good. It didn't. I thought it was really good.
All right. What kind of score you got?
Oh, we're not going to do them at the same time.
We can.
Okay.
Okay. All right. For me, it was. Yeah, I was trying. I wish I could remember her first one too. Um,
I do remember her saying Chuck Morgan a million times, and I remember her talking about how he was
on the first one.
whatever he did, she didn't have to work and whatever. I remember all that.
Okay. Um,
I want to look at your score so bad, but I have to put my
yeah.
microphone here. No, you're good. I can't see it. I'm
Okay.
staring into your eyes.
Okay. Uh, this the, she's not my cup of tea. Not my cup.
I feel like that's how I would have been the first time I watched her.
Yeah.
I feel like I said the same thing.
I can't remember what I thought the first time. I was thinking I thought it was all right. But anyway, I don't know. It's just not humor for me, I guess. I don't know. You mentioned her thick accent. I think a lot of people love that about her. It bothers me.
Wow.
I
Okay.
know. Isn't that
Okay.
crazy? I
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that out loud, but for some
Be
reason it
honest.
does.
Be honest.
For some reason it does.
Mhm.
I don't like it. Um, um, yeah. I mean, I found myself just trying repeating what she just said out loud to see if I can do an accent that thick. Um,
I will say there were some times where the joke was whatever like she would say things and the people in the crowd were laughing and I was like, "Oh, was that the joke?" Like
yeah.
you might miss something, but maybe it's because I didn't hear exactly what she said.
Yeah, and she's gotten so big now that she's gonna have her following there at those shows,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's people are gonna feel like it's funny because it's Leanne Morgan up
Yep.
there. And
The
every
Burt
comedian
Kreischer
has that.
effect.
The bit
Absolutely.
absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's just I didn't really laugh. There might have been like one line or something where I was like, huh. She mentioned something about basketball at one point, and now I can't remember what it
Full
was.
court.
Full court.
So
Full
her
court.
husband came in with the kid and said I was playing basketball, and she said full court. That
Yeah.
was I did laugh at that because I was like, that was the question you
Full
asked.
court.
Was it full color?
Um, yes, that was the only thing that really got my attention. Like, oh, that's likable for me. It's.
Mhm.
But other than that, it just wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't that great to me. Um,
Well, we're not going to be close. I'll go ahead and give you my score then.
okay, that's why I was thinking.
I, I'm not like I said. I'm not saying that like I was laughing the whole time or anything. I was pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed it.
Okay.
3.3.
Okay. All right. That's not too bad. I think I was trying my best to find reasons to get her some points, and I ended up at a 2.5.
Yeah,
2.5.
yeah.
So
It's not
it's not
terrible.
the worst thing I've ever seen or anything like
No.
that. But yeah, it's just it's not something I'm gonna be all that excited about. I'm not gonna go back and watch it, and I'm not gonna, if people out there, go ahead and watch it if you
Mhm.
want. But yeah,
So
just
is that middle of the road?
that's just under average.
So 3 is middle of the road for you,
Oh no, I'm sorry.
or it's 2.5.
2.5 because I go 0 to 5. You go
I
you go 1 to 5. Sorry, you go 1.01 to 5 to 5.01, I guess. 0.001.
yeah.
Um,
Just checking because
yeah.
then we're closer than we think. Then in that
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. I was trying to be nice and yeah. All right. All right. Well, 3-3 that's a good score, but it's not. I guess no, that's about how you described it, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look, I already have Mount Rushmore comedy for next week.
Let's do it.
Well, and we can button it up and get to
Good.
bed.
Let's go.
Um, Wrestling catchphrases.
Hey, where'd that one
I'm
come
doing it.
from?
I'm doing it. Wrestling
Like it.
catchphrases.
I like it.
And then comedy, we're gonna go Ryan. This is on YouTube. Ryan Davis. It's called Underrated.
On the YouTube.
In parentheses, you're going to get excited in a minute. Presented by Ali Sadiq.
Oh,
This is an Ali Sadiq guy. He
Nice.
put his stamp
Okay.
on it. He put his stamp on it.
I
Ryan
like that.
Davis.
I like that. He even let him put it in the subject line.
In the subject line. And it's released. It's a special released on Ali Sadiq's page.
Okay.
YouTube.
Nice. All right, good.
Page. Yeah.
That's gonna help this dude out big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a few guys that he's done that with so far. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I like it. I like it. What's his name? Ryan what?
Ryan Davis.
Ryan Davis.
Yep.
All right. So Ryan Davis and wrestling catchphrases. Until next week, don't forget to turn your headlights on.